You're about to enter the courtroom of Judge Blackwood. The people are fictional. The cases are based on true cases. The rulings are final. This is Judge Blackwood. Today, Elizabeth Welkins is suing her former husband and pub owner, Matthew Jenkinson, for injuries sustained at his establishment.
All rise. Your Honor, case number 429 on the count of Welkins versus Jenkinson. Parties are sworn in. You all may be seated.
Good afternoon. We will now begin the matter of Welkins versus Jenkinson. Now, Mrs. Welkins, it is my understanding that you sustained severe burn injuries when you visited Mr. Jenkinson's pub, and you're asking this court to award you $500,000 for medical bills, $100,000 for past and future earnings you've lost, and $35,000 for pain and suffering, for a total of $635,000. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor.
And Mr. Jenkinson, you believe that she shouldn't even have been there, and that if she have seen the warning signs on the windows, we would have never met today, and it is her own fault. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. All right, let's get into the legal business here. Now, Mrs. Welkins, tell me how you came to this bar that night.
To be honest, Your Honor, the defendant is my ex-boyfriend, and he was a good guy. He can be someone's dream guy, but he's just not my dream guy, which is why I broke up with him.
So how did you get to the bar?
Well, I went to the bar because I had a long and painful day at work, and I decided that I just wanted to have a drink and just let my hair down. Then, this guy approached me at the bar. We were having a drink and just laughing. Then, this guy's girlfriend walks up to us and just starts cussing at me. And I don't like when someone comes up to me and be so disrespectful like that. So I told her that she needs to calm down or things were not going to be pretty.
So, Mr. Jenkinson, were you observing all of this?
Yeah, I was watching her, all right.
It all happened on the other side.
So what happened next?
Matthew approached that side of the pub to see what was going on, and as he walked over, he just immediately kicked me out.
You left?
I just wanted to go outside and have my great night. I wasn't going to let Matthew or that woman ruin my night.
Don't you be blaming me. You were the one starting off in my pub.
I'm sorry, should you both meet somewhere at a park and talk this thing out? Because you seem like you want to.
No.
Okay, what happened after that, Mrs. Welkins?
So I decided to go out with some friends, and we went to another bar to have drinks. While we were at this bar, we were having a great time. After the night was over, I was heading my way back home, and then I realized that I left my keys at Matthew's bar. I had to drive all the way back to his pub to see if it was still open. When I got there, it was closed.
Okay.
Prior to us dating, I used to go to his pub, and after hours the side door or the window would be left open.
So, Mr. Jenkinson, were you okay with Mrs. Welkins coming in through the side door or the window?
Yes, I was at first when we were together, Your Honor.
Mrs. Welkins, would you say your ex was jealous when you broke up?
I supposed so.
You know, I have got enough drama in my own life than to get into your drama. All right, Mr. Jenkinson. Anyway, you go to the bar, and you discovered the front door was locked, yes?
Yes, Your Honor. I tried to go in through the side door, but it was locked too.
Your Honor, she was clearly breaking into my pub during closed hours.
Then I went in through the window, as I've said before. As soon as I touched the window to try to open it up, there was this shock of electricity, and I was thrown to the ground.
Okay, you said as soon as you touched the window, it wasn't just a touch?
As soon as I tried to slide the window open, I was zapped, so yes.
Where did you put your hands to open the window?
On the right edge. I was going to push it to the other side. I opened it up, and I was thrown to the ground with high velocity, and then a whole bunch of electricity just shot through my body. I was shaking, like I was having a seizure.
Mr. Jenkinson, somebody you used to love got shocked on your window. That's not what you wanted to happen, right?
Of course not. I only put that alarm system on the windows to protect from thieves and robbers. I even have the invoice on paper.
Why don't you hand it in to Officer Dave? So here is what this invoice says. Invoice 0263, billed to Matthew Jenkinson, which is you, correct?
Yes.
And it is at $3,000. What did you do for $3,000?
I put electricity on my windows because I was tired of people breaking into my bar, so I wanted to catch them in the act, and this is what happened.
And how many break-ins had you had that would prompt you to spend $3,000 on a cheap alarm system?
About 3 or 4.
So you were worried about that, but you weren't trying to keep your ex out, right?
I wanted to keep anybody out, regardless who it is.
Mrs. Welkins, did you let Mr. Jenkinson know where you were as soon as you arrived?
I tried texting him, but I didn't get a response back. I wanted him to let me in, because when I left I needed to go and get my keys.
It was only 2 in the morning. I was with another woman after me and Elizabeth broke up.
Alright, as I've said, it gets personal. So Mr. Jenkinson, you were busy, which is why you didn't answer right away.
Yes, Your Honor. And then I get a security alert on my phone that's telling me that someone is trying to break into my pub, so I rushed over and there were police and emergency first responders all over the place.
And that was your first notice that something happened. Would you please present the alert you got on your phone? So, was this the security alert you got? It says, security alert, a breach was detected on property at 2:34 am. Police have been notified. You thought you were having a break-in?
Yes, another one.
And Mrs. Welkins, you weren't just trying to break into his place, were you?
No, Your Honor, I was just trying to get my keys so I can go home.
When you were knocked to the ground, when did you realize that your hands were injured?
Well, I was laying on the ground and I started feeling this burning pain, and then I saw my fingers blister and swell up. They were completely black and purple.
Oh my, those hands must have been severely burned.
My doctor told me that I have nerve damage as a result of the accident, and I had to undergo WICSF therapy because of it all.
Mrs. Welkins, I see that you are seeking $50,000 in medical bills and $100,000 for past and future earnings. Did you lose time from work on this?
I did. You see, I am a business analyst, so I work with both hands, and now I can't move them anymore. I always work on my computer during my work days, and now I have to have assistance all of the time.
And Mr. Jenkinson, you see that Mrs. Welkins is going through a pretty heavy nightmare right now, right?
Yes, I can see it from beside me.
Was anyone else hurt from your alarm system?
No, because nobody else tried to break in since then. I even have evidence that proves there were things on the glass she couldn't read. There were warning signs on the glass.
Mrs. Welkins, when you tried to open this window, did you see the signs on the glass?
No.
So Mr. Jenkinson, you mentioned that you have evidence you want to show me. Bailiff, would you retrieve it for me?
These are the same stickers on the window. They were clearly printed and scattered around the electric security system.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I present to you Mr. Jason Escobar, who is a master electrician and is going to tell us a little bit about this alarm system. Mr. Escobar, you are a master electrician for over 15 years. When you install an alarm system, how high should the voltage be where it achieves its deterrent effect?
Well, normally it would be around 2000 wattage for someone to back off.
But that much volts would cause severe burns, which is what Mrs. Welkins received.
With her injuries, I would say somewhere around 6000 to 7000 watts. Say you put wires into a potato at 2000 volts. All it does is fry the insides. Just like the potato, when you touch the window, you get stunned. Now if you exceed 2000 volts, the potato will explode. At 10,000 watts, it is potentially deadly.
Oh, so you were trying to kill me then?
What do you estimate the wattage was for this alarm system that was installed in Mr. Jenkinson's pub?
From looking at her scabs, I can assume that she was somewhere roughly around 7,000 wattage.
So the wattage on the alarm system at Mr. Jenkinson's pub was turned up more than 3 times of what you would recommend. Mr. Jenkinson, did you know that you basically had an electric toaster on this window?
No, I didn't. I had no idea it was that much voltage, but my advice was to stay off of it. I never would have known voltage this high could kill.
That's cold, really cold.
Your Honor, I invested my money into this system and that was to keep thieves out. If you're never trying to get into my pub, that will never happen to somebody, so that's for somebody to get shocked.
So you basically put it in there to kill someone?
How was I supposed to know it had that much voltage?
Order. Mr. Escobar, you are dismissed. Mrs. Welkins, Mr. Jenkinson said that if you had never gone back there that night, you could have just gotten your keys the next day. What was the issue?
Your Honor, I wasn't able to get into my home.
So Mr. Jenkinson, what was she supposed to do? Her house keys were inside your pub. Was she supposed to sleep out there?
No, she wasn't. She was supposed to be responsible and not have that many drinks to leave.
But you shouldn't have kicked me out at the time.
So what? The point is that if you never would have been in my pub or had drinks, you wouldn't have left your keys.
Mrs. Welkins, you burned your hands and missed work. You got medical bills to pay off. What's going through your head right now?
I'm in a lot of pain right now. I tried to speak with him about the issue, but now he wants nothing to do with it all.
Because she broke and entered into my place.
Now Mr. Jenkinson, here's what I want you to do. I want you to turn over to Mrs. Welkins. Good. Now Mrs. Welkins, I want Mr. Jenkinson to see what you are going through so it breaks his heart. Put your hands up. You see that, Mr. Jenkinson? Paula Abdul talked about cold-hearted snakes, and today, I think you might take the cake. These are serious injuries. This is somebody you used to call your baby. This would be the perfect opportunity for you to apologize to Mrs. Welkins. And Mrs. Welkins, I want you to receive it from him. Don't fuss at him, just take his apology.
I'm sorry that you broke into my place and got electrocuted.
Really? That's not an apology. Let me say this right now, I'm a bit disappointed. Personal injury involves moral, empathy, your heart, your feelings. I thought you had a little bit of that, but now, I've heard everything I need to hear, and I'm ready to render my decision. In this case, the plaintiff has to prove that Mr. Jenkinson was wrong, and that his wrong caused your injuries. Clearly you were injured and your injuries were a result of grabbing the window at his pub. You did not know that the alarm system was an electric toaster. You just wanted to get your keys and you didn't have a way to even get into your house. Mr. Jenkinson, you put up an alarm system to stop people from coming into your bar, stealing things and violating your privacy. Here, Mrs. Welkins shouldn't have been at your window and trying to get into your place. And this, according to you, is not your fault. However severe her injuries are, you believe that this is her own doing. She could have just waited. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
In this case, if I found both of you responsible, that is 50-50. The law says you lose, Mrs. Welkins, because the tie on negligence goes to the runner, no matter how cold or smirky. Here, I find that you are 49% responsible, and Mr. Jenkinson, I find that you are 51% responsible, and here's why. The law does not allow you as a business owner to set a man trap. You cannot injure people even if they're trying to break into your place. The legal lesson is you got to know what the voltage is so it achieves what you're trying to do, rather than frying somebody who is trying to get their keys. And Mrs. Welkins, because you are 49% responsible, I am going to reduce your sought-after award by 49%. I am going to award $255,000 in your favor, and this is my final verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I hope everything is okay, and that you heal with Godspeed. This matter is adjourned. Thank you.